We have gotten an update from Manor Lords singular dev Greg, and basically it's concerning Manor Lords before early access launch, and I wanted to go through it and give my thoughts on it. So anyways, he said, "Hey everyone, it's been quite a journey so far, but it won't stop on April 26th. During development, the core tester group was around 130 plus people. Given the popularity of the game, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a wave of feedback that I want to address before the early access launch. I want to address a few things for everyone who intends on buying the game on April 26th, and then we have a subtitle, What This Game Is Not. He said Manor Lords is not a Total War competitor. It's a city builder with battles. Yes, battles are there, but not as huge or as frequent as some of you might expect. The majority of gameplay is focused on city building and management. So I'm a content creator. I have been in the early access that we've been playing for about a week now, and I would agree with that. It is a city builder with battles. It's not like a grand strategy game where you're fighting all the time. I'd say that the battles are absolutely epic and they feel really good. I've had a couple of battles now with over 900 units on the battlefield, which, by the way, my computer did not lag at all during those battles. So it was a ton of fun, but they're not very frequent. And on a playthrough, generally, you'll only get about 2 of those battles before you've conquered the entire map. And then you don't really get any more of those battles. At that point, you'll only get bandits, and they only have like 4 armies. And it's just, so it really isn't, it's a city builder, but you will have battles here and there, and they can be really big, and they are a ton of fun as well. So then he said it's not an empire management style grand strategy game either. The map has regions, but you won't be able to conquer the whole of Europe, nor have marriages or anything like that. The game is designed to play at a much smaller scale. And I agree with this statement as well. It is a much smaller scale. There will be 8 regions, at least on the map that I'm playing on right now, and you can conquer all of them. However, it's not like huge. You can have a small town or a large town in each of the 8 regions. And so that's what I'm working on right now. If you haven't stopped by my stream, I'm trying to reach to 10,000 population. So feel free to stop by and hang out. He said it's not an RPG either. If you played KCD or Mountain Blade, Manor Lords is a different type of game. There's a visit mode in Manor Lords, which allows you to walk around in your town. So it's like a third person view basically, but it's experimental cosmetic bonus feature. And you can like skip through walls. You can't really interact with the world at all. You can just see things up close. The game is really meant to be played from a bird's eye perspective, like a strategy game almost always should, and there won't be any first person gameplay. I think that the third person view is a very cool feature, and I'm really glad he added it. I honestly wouldn't be against him, increasing it in the future, like maybe being able to take part in battles, stuff like that. But for now, it's really cool. It's something that I wish a lot of strategy games had, but it's definitely not like anything too crazy. So he said it's not a competitive, fast-paced RTS like Age of Empires or StarCraft. A lot of the game mechanics focus on aesthetics of your towns, and resources take some time to be transported around the map. This results mostly in a more relaxed experience with high-intensity moments spicing up atmospheric city building rather than the game being high-intensity at all the time. Again, playing with it for the last week or so, I would definitely agree. It's not fast-paced. It's definitely not made to be competitive. I do find myself busy pretty much all the time. There's not like too much waiting around, especially if you've conquered more than one region. If you're taking care of like 3 towns at the same time, I am always doing something, especially if I'm playing on like times 12 speed. And while the battles aren't like fast-paced like Age of Empires or StarCraft, they are a fun like RTS mode. Like it really is. The battles are a ton of fun, and I can't stress it enough that I think like some of my favorite parts of this game is just the huge battles. Like it's so fun, I promise. So then he said with another subtitle, this will be an early access release. Yes, it must be disappointing, but I think it's the right choice. It's my first serious game, and not only some stuff is still unfinished. And what I think he means by this is there's a fair amount of stuff that still has like bugs here and there, and there's a lot of things are still work in progress. That just sounded sort of like weird English. But anyways, he said, but I bet you guys will ask me to change some things you don't necessarily like, but I want to pursue an open development strategy of a back and forth between me and you. I think it worked great for the game so far, and I'm comparing to times when there wasn't even a testing group and I was developing in a bubble. I think that's pretty standard for a early access game, so sounds good to me. He said, the publisher and I recently shared the game with a group of content creators all around the world, so that would be me. Feel free to check out the numerous streams and Let's Plays out there before buying to make sure this game is right for you, which honestly, a lot of people complain about content creators getting it early. I used to be one of those people until I became one. I understand like it being annoying, but it definitely is nice to be able to check out a game before you buy it to see if you'll like it. And, before Steam, like with the refunds, there wasn't as many like Let's Plays and stuff before you could buy it. And it was important to check whether you'd like games. So I think it's a good thing. You can definitely check out whether you like the game or not. Okay, so he said, that said, the reception has been super positive so far, for which I'm grateful. I think the game should find a way into the hearts of the players who expected Manor Lords to be what it is, a realistic, organic, authentic city builder with real-time battles, which honestly, that's a great description. I've found it to be a ton of fun. There are bugs here and there, but none of them are like game-breaking. The game is very playable. It's well optimized. The battles are really, really fun. So I've had a ton of fun so far. So yeah, I mean, I'm very positive about the game as well. So then on the subject of a roadmap, he said, I do not plan on releasing a roadmap yet. I've made a mistake once or twice before of promising and working on a feature only to find out that the testers didn't care as much as I did and that they actually wanted something else. So even if I have a plan, I want to adopt the philosophy of listen, verify, and implement. This way, I expect the first month of patches to be just bug fixes and polish, so don't expect anything new. And during that time, together with Hooded Horse, they'll be collecting your feedback and then prioritizing work based on what they hear. So Hooded Horse is already collecting feedback for sure, and I'm sure he will be as well. So anyways, overall, that sounds like a great way to develop. I think it'll be great. There are a number of bugs that he needs to get on, but again, nothing great game breaking. I think like the worst bug that I've encountered is sometimes like oxen will get stuck on each other and then you have to like demolish one of your buildings and that will release all of them. And sometimes like the UI will get buggy, but if I just reload the save, then that fixes that issue as well. So I said, I'm still considering whether to keep the testing of future patches closed or open. My current idea is to have an open pre-release beta branch so that everyone who owns the games can check and test the most recent pre-release unstable version of the game and contribute if they want to. That sounds like a wonderful way of doing that to me. And keeping the main branch as the previous most stable version, though let me know, maybe you'd prefer to keep the unstable versions to a closed testing group. As always, thanks for following in all the support. I'll certainly keep the updates more frequent here once the early access officially starts. Have a good one, Greg. Personally, I think he should keep it open. If someone wants to test it, they should be able to do it. And I'm sure that, if it's open, he'll get more feedback. Not necessarily good feedback. There's a difference between good and bad feedback. But I think overall, it sounds like a great update from the dev. I do think that it should be open feedback. I think we'll get more people giving him feedback if it's open like that. I like the way he's thinking about early access. I hope that, if it's really big, he'll at least consider, maybe expanding his team to like maybe one more developer. Theoretically, if you could find like another developer who's just as passionate as him, that could make the development speed go like 2 times as fast. But other than that, I think he's doing great. I've had a ton of fun so far. And yeah, I'm glad that he's communicating with the community. So anyways, that's his update. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to stay up to date on new Manor Lords news, feel free to subscribe. I really appreciate all the support that I've seen in my stream the past couple days. Tons of people have been popping in saying hi, and I've been answering questions and all that. So if you want to be part of that, feel free to stop by. I stream not at like a consistent time each day, but usually in the evening. So, and I posted my Discord if you want to join there. That'll like announce when I'm streaming. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I'll see you next time.